in most aspects. In most aspects, right? Who is completely different from you in most aspects. So living with that person, I can understand how it can be, or living with anybody, because even when you have your friends come stay over for a long period of time, it can become
after a while you wonder when it is that they're going to
right.
leave.
So that's why I always wonder about the complexities of marriage, because it's so dynamic and it takes so much work, because I think it puts you on a different realm from a relationship. And some persons believe that a regular relationship and a marriage is no different. You just transition, just going in front of God and saying, okay, this is it. But like if you're, well, granted, if you live with the person already with outside of wedlock, you're living with the person, you would have already come accustomed to certain things. But I think when you're married, and I'm going to ask you this question, when you're married, before you're married, do you get this sense of entitlement when you get married? Like, you don't know when it comes on, but it comes.
Yeah. You have to reflecting. Yes, entitlement can be there. Selfishness too can creep in, and it's a whole different ball game. Persons will say, well, I have to live with them first before I go ahead and get married, and they shack up for years, and then after getting married, the shit hit the fan, and they can't deal with each other anymore. Marriage is not just a thing about coming before God. It is a serious matter because it's a legally binding agreement that you make, vows that should not be taken lightly.
True.
And we are human beings. We make mistakes, and irrespective of those mistakes, there are consequences. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a man, so that's why I did what I did." When you have a child included into that mix, it makes it a lot more complex because you can't be thinking about yourself alone. So I think that it raises the bar. It's not a regular thing than being boyfriend or girlfriend or just shacking up.
I always feel like even though you're living with somebody you're not married, the difference between it and marriage is that you might not think about it, but I think in the back of your mind, you know that, oh, I can't up and leave anytime I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like that stays in the back of your mind, and that's the difference between it and marriage. I think that's one of the key things between it and marriage, besides the fact that you're going in front of God and making a promise to be with that person forever. Now, when you were describing yourself a while ago, you described yourself as mundane, right? Do you think that do you think you're interesting? Because I think you're interesting, so I'm asking, do you think you're interesting?
To an extent. If it is just, am I an interesting guy because of the things that I do? Certainly not. I think it's because of the things that I don't do that makes me interesting. I literally do not drink alcohol at all. I don't smoke. I live a very basic life, extremely routine, which for a guy my age, I would have persons say, let's go to a club, or they find me interesting because I am not like them.
Really?
Yes.
You know, the thing is, I have a lot of friends, right? They're not Christians, and they're young, and we go out, they don't drink and they don't smoke. They have fun same way. Right?
But you go out.
We go out, right?
I don't.
So you don't go out. But what would you say makes you interesting? What would be the single most thing that you would say that would make you interesting?
My thought pattern.
Your thought pattern?
Yeah.
Tell me your thought pattern.
I'm extremely calculated. And not only am I calculated, if I consider you or have regard for you, you can ask me anything and I'll fly over the moon to get it done for you.
So you're a nice guy?
Most times. I can be an awful person. I'm an extremist. From one extreme to another. It's either I'm really, really nice or I'm really, really mean. So there is no in between.
There's no... Some people call it bipolar disorder, you know, right?
My wife has addressed me in such a manner before.
Really?
Yeah. It has yet to I don't know if I'm bipolar. I don't think that I am. If I am, well, I think that I probably am coping very well, given the job that I do on a daily basis.
True. Okay. What is your daughter like?
She is a beautiful young one, joy of our lives. I find that a lot of things I see in her are things that are attributes of myself, which makes me very, very scared.
Really?
Yes.
It's bad stuff?
Not necessarily bad stuff, but the short temper, impatience, don't necessarily like to hear no, kind of thing.
Oh, so you're that type of person?
Because of how I respond and treat people.
Okay, so because you're so open and kind to who you regard, have in high regard, when those same persons turn around and tell you no, you take offense to it.
I can.
You can.
And that's why oftentimes I just don't ask any at all.
Because of the, you're not,
Yeah.
because of the negative response that you might receive.
Yeah, I don't ask wanting to hear or expecting to hear a no. I think that it is stupid to ask somebody for something expecting them to say no. So most times I just
don't ask.
don't ask you.
Okay. How is the marriage now?
It's in shambles.
Are you working on it?
Yeah,
Counseling?
have done that, but